The Detroit Lions have been in need of some help on that defensive line, having ranked in the bottom of the league when it comes to sacks. I believe they have 25 on the season. That puts them in the bottom third of the league. We've been pretty stout against the run, but our issue is really kind of getting to the passer up the middle. And we have had quarterbacks, especially running quarterbacks, kind of kill us on their feet. And we've been looking at getting more pressures and getting the quarterback down, not only on the edge, but on the outside as well. And it's a lot of people that want a familiar face to return to Detroit. Well, I'm here to tell you that that's probably not going to happen. This is coming from Justin Rogers' Twitter via the Detroit News. He actually added this. This wasn't there a couple of days ago, at least I don't think it was. Says, asked if the team has looked at Ndamukong Suh, Dan Campbell said he and Brad have looked at everybody and have made decisions / additions best for the team. And it would be awesome if we could hear the actual questions of the reporters. The Detroit Lions have a phenomenal media team, but whoever runs the press conferences, get them people some mics. All you got to do, put a boom mic right over them, turn it up, turn it down when somebody starts to talk. Some days you can hear them, some days you can't. So I have to actually hold my phone up to my ear to try to make out what the reporters are saying. But it looks like the Ndamukong Suh dreams are dashed for the majority of you. Now, I'm not disappointed at this because not only when I look at a player, okay, unless I know for a fact, not for a fact because I have no inside knowledge, but if I have some familiarity with the player and I think I can make an informed decision or an educated decision, educated assumption, I will make that, right? And when it comes to Ndamukong Suh, not only do the Detroit Lions not seem to want him, he doesn't want to be anywhere near the team, the Detroit Lions. If you recall back to his final season with the Detroit Lions, 2014, that was the last time we came close to winning a playoff game. We all know what happened there. I'll never forget the biggest thing that the talk of the year was if Ndamukong Suh was going to stay. Now, he was in the 5th year of his contract, of his rookie deal, and I can't remember if they did any extension negotiations. And when the season was over, I'll never forget, he's standing up there and he's doing the press conference after the Dallas loss, and the media is asking him about his future. And he just starts bawling, and he focuses on his team. He wants to talk about his team. He wants to talk about the game. He didn't want to make it about him. But when I saw that, I was like, this dude is not coming back. And then he takes a monster deal with the Miami Dolphins. I know a lot of you guys want him back, right? But think of Ndamukong Suh. Let's use this illustration. You had a girlfriend when you were in high school or early years of college, and she was the love of your life, or maybe the one that got away, and you just can't seem to let her go. You got to let Ndamukong Suh go. I swear, every single time this man becomes a free agent, every single time, he always is coming back to Detroit. And I have said for the past 9 years that Ndamukong Suh will not return to the Detroit Lions. And it doesn't look like the Detroit Lions want him either. Now, let's take a look at this guy. Ndamukong Suh, there's no doubt about it, is an absolute wrecking ball. He was a wrecking ball from his rookie year. I think he won Defensive Rookie of the Year. And this guy has always been the real deal. I'll tell you my thoughts on him at the end of the video. Ndamukong Suh, I didn't even know this till today, that this dude is a warrior. He's only missed 2 games in his entire career. 2 games, at least I think. I don't know how many he was actually on Philadelphia, but I don't think that I think they signed him later in the season, which is crazy because they had Jordan Davis and now they got Jalen Carter, and this is the team that he's affiliated with, that they're probably the team most likely to sign Ndamukong Suh. This guy's a monster. His rookie year, 10 sacks, 4 sacks, 8 sacks, 5.5, 8.5. So then he goes to Miami and kind of underperforms a little bit if you look at his totals with the Detroit Lions, but still produces. Goes to the LA Rams for a year, produced. Goes to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and wind up being a huge contributor in their Super Bowl run, getting a Super Bowl with the Detroit Lions. And then last year, kind of was on the couch. Philadelphia signed him, and then he went on that push and played in the Super Bowl. How crazy is that? So he went to one Super Bowl with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and then another one with the Philadelphia Eagles, and contributed. And dude got 4 sacks in 8 games. And if you look at his tackles, man, that's crazy. He had 10 tackles and 4 of them were sacks. That's insane. So Ndamukong Suh, even at 36, and yes, I will refer to him as a dinosaur. Would I have the same reaction as Bruce Irvin and Tyson? Probably not. But when it comes to Ndamukong Suh, okay, Ndamukong Suh has and never will be part of the Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell type of guy. He is not a Dan Campbell type of guy. No matter what you want to say about Ndamukong Suh, he was probably the dirtiest player that I've ever seen play for our team. And you cannot deny what he is the epitome on the football field of nasty. He's a nasty player. He's a nasty football player. Like, so meaning he's nasty, he doing underhanded stuff, and he also is nasty when it comes to putting you on the ground. Like, the dude is he has been for the majority of his career. As a matter of fact, is in his entire career. Okay, so he wound up getting 1 sack last year. His entire career, he has never gone without a sack. And outside, if you look at a full season of play, his worst year is his first year with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 2.5. That was his worst year. But and we know what when they say something, when Brad and Dan say something, we know what that means. When you see this right here, you know that what this means. Dan Campbell said he and Brad have looked at everybody and made additions best for the team. You already know what that means. We've known this regime long enough to know that is simply saying we ain't going to get him. It happened at the trade deadline. It happened in free agency. It happens all the time. And Ndamukong Suh, no matter how much you ever want him back, your general manager, and you know who Ndamukong Suh is? He is the defensive tackle version of Chase Young, meaning I spoke Chase up, and it's obvious that they didn't want him. But it appears so. This is who Ndamukong Suh, they don't want anything to do with him. And he doesn't want anything to do with the city of Detroit, the football team. He does have businesses here. He's had them since he's left. So he's very active when it comes to the business side of things in the city, a lot like Calvin Johnson. But as far as him being part of this team, the only way I see him coming back is to retire a Detroit Lion or to join some type of ring of honor. And let me ask you something. I want to ask you something, okay? And I want an honest answer. Put it in the comment section below. Do you think that Ndamukong Suh would retire a Detroit Lion? We are the team he spent the most time with, 5 seasons. He spent exactly 3 with the Miami Dolphins. Then he was released. He spent exactly 3 with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So he has been on a total of 5 football teams, and he spent 5 years with the Detroit Lions. But in between there, he spent time 3 years with Miami, 3 years with Tampa. Do you think that Ndamukong Suh would or should come back to Detroit to retire? But as far as him playing, it will not happen. Every single year from 2014 or the moment he got released by the Miami Dolphins in 2017, every single time he's a free agent, he always is coming back to Detroit. And I've always said he never, ever will. That's just my opinion. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions.